Hi, this is Chris over at 3D Palace, as you probably know. We're on to roundabout part 4, or part 5, sorry, we'll be working on now, of this Dreadnought. Now, before I go any further, I just want to get my references up, so move that out of the way. And there we go, that's my picture loaded up. Because I'm modelling on the fly. Oh yeah. I love modelling on the fly. Now then, what I'm going to do is, I want to be able to rotate this entire piece from the hip, so I'm going to have to set that up. Before I do that, I have to actually set the hip up. So, I'm just kind of looking at it, thinking of the best way to do it. Okay, I can now see a way to do it. So I'm going to start off with this, press F4, and I want to just take this piece here and make a copy of it. There it is, and I'm going to clone it to Object, Hip, Part. It'll all just be one model by the time I'm done. Now I'm just going to select this hip part and reset the control cage on it. Okay. And I'll just collapse that stack, so I'm just going to collapse all. Quick bevel. Like so. And let's have a look at the shape that I'm dealing with. Now that should do it. Now then, what I want to do is just get out of this and hide unselected. Makes it a bit easier for me. Now what I need to do is take all these to about there and extrude them, then flatten them, and again, and again. Now I want to get rid of the parts that I'm not actually using. Go around the other side and make sure I haven't selected any parts I actually need. And again over here. Oops. Okay. And I can probably wipe out these as well. Just make sure I've got ignore back facing on. Actually no, I don't want to wipe those out. Come to think of it, I'll just leave those in. Right, so just click remove. And now vert hunt. And over here. And just click remove. Okay, that's all good. Now over here, I want to build this kind of pin piece that's going to come out just to lock it in place. So, minor bevel in, full bevel into about there. Just make it look like we've got a pin going all the way through it and then out the other end. Like so. And I'm just going to kind of seal that up a bit. And put a little piece just here. I love being able to work freehand like this. So much more freedom. Okay, oop, don't want to attach that, I want to collapse that, sorry. And just hitting my mouse ball off the table there because it's getting a bit stiff. Okay, now I can see how I'm going to join these together, which is cool. So I'm going to grab that one, go to my front viewport and zoom in on it, pull back, press F3, and then F4, and then F3 again. Just to pull down and get these kind of lined up like that. Drop into perspective. Now you can see where I'm going to link these together. So I'm just going to attach. Then go to select by poly, there, and just bridge. My top viewport and zoom, and I'm going to bring that out, and I just want to flip that on the y-axis, zoom in on the perspective. Now this is an interesting one. I want to copy those two across there. Now I can see that this one's not actually lined up quite right, so I'm going to move that in just a little bit. There you go, now you can see it's lined up properly. Now I need to make a cut, as you can probably see. However, I don't actually need to now I think about it. If I just attach these two together and select these parts here and here, move them in to there, then I'm going to extrude them out like that. And bridge. There we are. Okay, so that's worked nicely for us. Now I want to do some beveling, so oops, select this piece. There we go. And let's see, I'm going to select that piece, that piece, that piece, that piece. It's kind of going around. Turn off ignore back facing if you're finding it tricky. I don't need to go around these because you see I've kind of inserted a bevel anyway. And over here, there we go, and I've got them all in, so I can just chamfer now. Just pull my chamfer in, quite a small one, there we go. So that gives us this piece, which is actually going to be overlapped quite a lot. I'll just unhide all a moment so I can check that I've got the size right. I have, which is a relief. Okay, now what I probably want to do is take that piece out in a minute anyway. So I'm just going to grab these as a reference and hide unselected. There we go. Pardon my nose, by the way, it's very, very itchy. I've got a cold. Ugh. Right, I need to do this part now. So I'm going to draw this out with the halfway mark down being about there. I'm bringing it across to about there. Okay, so you can see how those kind of slot onto each other. Now I'm going to slice it 180 degrees. There we are, like so. Let me try and keep an eye on what I'm doing here. Convert to Eval Poly. Now I want to do a connect just once. Then I'm going to chamfer that connect to round about there, like that. And make sure it's gone all the way over the top there as well, and it has, so that's okay. Now we'll select that one, that one, that one, that one. We go all the way around it on the underneath like this. Not that one, there we go. Now it's going to be easier if I use the actual thing here. Just set up the outline amount and the heights and stuff. So there's one. Click apply. Set the outline amount to 0 and reduce the height accordingly. Don't want to get it too deep. There we go. Apply. Reduce the height down again. And the outline in. Click OK. Okay, press F4. We can see we've got this piece here now. Now, along the middle. Do another connect. And I'm going to chamfer that one to about the same width as the two on the side there. Turn it around. I'm going to isolate this for a moment. Makes it a bit easier for me if I isolate my selections. Now I can just connect. There we go. Right, first things first then. Going to select by polygon, just use the select tool. There we go. Now this is going to lead up to the big pivot, which the actual upper body is kind of going to rotate on. So it needs to look fairly strong, which always worries me with these because that doesn't look particularly big. I think I want to bring that out a bit more in width. So I'll just use my scale tool. There we go. It gives it slightly more of a position to rest on. Now I just want to raise this up a little bit, so just a small extrude, like that. And let's see, I'm going to deselect these. And then I'm going to kind of extrude it to twice the height it was. So I'll make that 16. Maybe 17 actually. There we are. Look over the model piece again. Come down there and down there. And do a quick connect. Didn't quite connect it properly. Do that one and that one as well. Deselect those two. Okay, so we've got this kind of shape here. And I'm just having a quick look at the reference that I do have. Quick chamfer. And there. There we go. That gives us that shape. Now on the back, I think rather than have that, I'm going to attach some plugs. Because the back detail is kind of slim, and I want to get some nice detailing on the back as well. So, exit isolation mode. Okay, so with that part in, I'm going to press F4 and just zoom in on it. And we can see that it's kind of starting to look right, which is good. It's exactly what we want, in fact. Okay, so I'll just pull them back and have another look at the details just in case there's any I missed. And I'm not particularly happy with the way this connects at the side here, but you know, I'll have to live with that one. I think there should be a kind of shelf just here. So I think what I'm going to do is do a chamfer. So I've got to do one anyway. My select tool, turn off ignore back facing. Do a loop. Hurrah, loop's not going to loop this part. God bless you 3D Studio Max designers. pretty dull, by the way. The only reason I don't edit these out is because I can't stand tutorials where someone goes, and here's what I made earlier, and pulls out a model that they've obviously been working on for like 9 or 10 years. The sheer laziness that is. And you can see it doesn't take long to start getting a model together. I mean, I'm not going to say this is the best damn model in the entire world. Not by a long shot. I've seen, you know, even artists who've only been doing it for a year who can do better than I can. But what I'm saying is that we can do this pretty damn fast. You can have out your pretty highly detailed model at the speed you want it, really. Okay, I'm going to go across there as well. And around this side. Remember, my usual policy is anything over about 30, maybe even 40 degrees, you want to chamfer. If you've beveled an edge, don't bother. You can do those parts in there, but I'm not going to. Simply because, you know, I'll be here for months otherwise. Remember there was one time I actually did a tutorial where I ended up doing this. Thank God it was dull. I was doing it for a ship or something, and yeah, anyone who kind of remembers the Black Bird tutorial and wants to know what happened to it, right, I did record it, but making the hull. And bear with me that I did actually go and I made every single bloody selection in the video as well. And frankly, I lost the will after that. I just didn't want to do it anymore. I mean, who would? It was mind-numbing. I mean, I've still got the folder, I've still got the model files. Funny enough, Rob was over at 350 kilotons on the forums, and he was saying, you know, you should release it, you should release it. Bollocks to that bloody thing. Never want to see it again. If I release it, someone will go, oh, you've got to finish it now. No, it's never coming out. The Marie Celeste tutorials. Bloody Blackbird. Grr. Okay, now we can just chamfer it. Ka-ching. Woohoo! Not that much. There we go. And the good thing is that by doing that, I can now select this piece here. And do the move tool, and I'm going to move it in by, say, 5 on the X. I'm just going to type in 5. It's literally gone to 5. That was no good. Need to move the top one as well, I think. Hello, hang on a second. Why didn't that edge chamfer? There we are. Right, click that one and that one. That one, that one, that one. And that one. And we're going to move it right the way in until it's more or less next to there. Okay, done. Next, we'll do the same over here. I'm so glad I didn't stay being a programmer. I know that's a bit out of the blue, but God, it was dull. That's why I don't do much Mac script. It's like coding. Okay, that seems about right. Now I'm going to go over here to my pivot, effect pivot only, send it to object, effect pivot only off. Okay, so it's nicely centralized there. And I want to take this piece, top viewport zoom, and let's see, I want to make a copy of it on the X. I'll line those up a bit. Now I can attach them. This is our pelvis. There we go, and I'll do a double attach. 1, 2. There we are, that's all there is to it. Back into perspective and zoom. And let's see, press F4 and hide all. There we go. Now, as you see, the leg's not quite pointing in the right direction for us now. It's time to do a little bit of tidy up work, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this foot down here. Now then, this is the main kind of piece on our foot, like that, you see. And what we want to do is stop it inheriting any movement except on the Z. So go over to here to the hierarchy, link information, inherit rotation only on the Z axis, which means that if we do this, see, foot remains straight. We can position it ourselves, but you know, it remains straight apart from that. And as we've more or less finished with the leg, apart from a couple of pipes we need to add, I'll turn off angle snap, move this out a bit. Now we can position the leg in the position we want. There we go. See how easy that was? We've now got a leg that's more or less in the right position. And let's see now, if I link this controller here to the pelvis, as you see, I can rotate the pelvis. I need to link the dummies too. Okay, and now what I want to do is just link the dummies in. So there's the dummies there, because I forgot to link them to this as well. So there you go, dummy 1, dummy 2. Okay, and with that attached, that probably pretty much kind of concludes this bit. Let's check. There we go. All is good. Not quite, need to just attach these fellas here then. Quick link. 1, 2. Now if I try it. There we go. It works. Hooray! See you in the next